For 4 centuries, from 1517 to World War I, the land now called Israel and Palestine was a quiet, diverse corner of the Ottoman Empire, divided into districts and ruled from afar. Jerusalem stood at the heart, sacred to Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, its streets alive with a mosaic of Arabs, Muslims, and Christians, Jewish communities, and smaller groups like Druze and Samaritans. Most people were farmers, merchants, or Bedouins, their lives shaped by tradition and the land. The Ottoman millet system allowed religious communities autonomy in personal matters, fostering coexistence if not always harmony. National identity was local and religious, not yet Palestinian or Israeli, but by the late 1800s new winds blew in. European nationalism, Ottoman decline, and the birth of Zionism among Jews facing persecution all set the stage for future conflict. 2 rising nationalisms, Arab and Jewish, would soon collide over the same land. World War I shattered the old order, turning Palestine into a pawn in global power struggles. The British made conflicting promises: independence to Arabs for revolting against the Ottomans, secret division of the region with France in the Sykes-Picot Agreement, and support for a Jewish homeland in the Balfour Declaration. Arabs, led by Hussein bin Ali, fought alongside the British, expecting a vast Arab state, including Palestine. Meanwhile, Britain and France secretly planned to control the region, ignoring Arab aspirations. The 1917 Balfour Declaration gave Zionists hope, but for Palestinian Arabs, over 90% of the population, it felt like betrayal. 3 promises, each to a different group, set the stage for decades of mistrust. The seeds of conflict were sown in these secret deals and broken promises. After the Ottomans fell, Britain was tasked with governing Palestine, balancing support for a Jewish homeland with protecting Arab rights, a mission doomed from the start. Jewish immigration surged under British rule, driven by Zionist dreams and European persecution. New Jewish settlements, institutions, and a defense force took root, alarming Palestinian Arabs who feared displacement. Arab nationalism grew, demanding an end to immigration and land sales, while violence erupted in the 1920s. Britain's attempts to mediate, immigration quotas, inconsistent policies, pleased no one, deepening distrust. The land became divided not by borders, but by fear and hardening identities. The Mandate years left both communities on a collision course. The 1936–39 Arab Revolt was a desperate uprising against British rule and Jewish immigration, crushed brutally by British forces. The revolt left Palestinian leadership shattered, while Britain's 1939 White Paper restricted Jewish immigration, too late for Arabs, a catastrophe for Jews. As the Holocaust unfolded, the need for a Jewish refuge became urgent. 6 million Jews were murdered, and survivors languished in camps, barred from Palestine. Jewish underground groups turned against the British, seeing them as oppressors. Britain, exhausted and unable to govern, faced mounting violence from both sides. The world, shocked by the Holocaust, saw the Zionist cause in a new light. The conflict reached a breaking point, with Britain ready to walk away. The stage was set for international intervention. By 1947, Britain handed the Palestine question to the United Nations, unable to contain the violence. The UN proposed partition 2 states, 1 Jewish, 1 Arab, with Jerusalem under international control. The plan gave Jews 56% of the land, though they were a third of the population and owned far less. Jews celebrated the UN vote as a historic triumph. For Palestinians and the Arab world, it was a grave injustice and a continuation of colonial betrayal. The plan's patchwork borders and unequal division fueled outrage and rejection among Arabs. Instead of peace, the UN vote triggered civil war. The dream of 2 states was born in controversy and bloodshed. The fuse for a larger conflict was lit. The UN partition sparked civil war between Jewish and Arab communities, with the British withdrawing and chaos spreading. Jewish forces, better organized, gained ground, and on May 14, 1948, David Ben-Gurion declared the State of Israel. The next day, 5 Arab armies invaded, aiming to crush the new state and defend Palestinian Arabs. After a year of brutal fighting, Israel survived and expanded, controlling 78% of former Mandate Palestine, more than the UN plan had allotted. For Israelis, it was independence. For Palestinians, the Nakba. Over 750,000 Arabs fled or were expelled, creating a massive refugee crisis. Villages were destroyed and refugees scattered across the region, their hopes of return fading. Competing narratives, exodus or expulsion, still fueled debate. The war redrew the map and left wounds that never healed. The 1949 armistice brought no peace, just new borders and deeper divisions. Israel held most of the land. The West Bank and East Jerusalem went to Jordan, Gaza to Egypt. The promised Arab state never materialized. The Green Line became a tense, unrecognized border with skirmishes and arms races. The 1967 Six-Day War transformed the conflict. Israel captured the West Bank, Gaza, Sinai, and Golan Heights, becoming a regional power and occupier of over 1 million Palestinians. Palestinian nationalism surged, led by the PLO and Yasser Arafat, shifting the struggle from Arab states to the Palestinian people themselves. The 1973 Yom Kippur War shattered Israeli invincibility and opened the door to diplomacy. The 1978 Camp David Accords brought peace between Israel and Egypt, but left the Palestinian issue unresolved. Palestinian autonomy was promised but never delivered. Occupation and conflict continued. The region's wounds deepened, with peace still out of reach. In 1987, the First Intifada erupted, mass protests and civil disobedience by Palestinians under occupation, shifting global perceptions of the conflict. The Oslo Accords in 1993 brought hope, mutual recognition, limited Palestinian self-rule, and a promise of final peace talks. But extremists on both sides sabotaged progress. Assassinations, suicide bombings, and expanding settlements eroded trust. The Second Intifada in 2000 was deadlier, destroying hopes for peace. Israel's 2005 withdrawal from Gaza led to Hamas's rise and a blockade, sparking repeated wars. Today, the two-state solution seems distant. The human cost is immense. Israelis live with constant threat. Palestinians endure occupation and loss. The conflict is deeply personal. Families on both sides bear scars. Understanding this history means seeing the fears, hopes, and pain of two peoples bound to the same land.